Can I see your mum?
You don't need to see my mum.
I want to see your mum.
You don't need to see my mum.
Yeah,
Why are you winking at me, bro? There's something wrong
I want
with
to see your mum.
you. Don't need to see my mum. Young
you
women.
saying
young
It
girls?
doesn't say girls. It says young
Young
women.
girls.
Just
It
correct
says young women in the verse.
Wait, read the verse.
You are such a
Take them for
liar.
yourself.
You are such.
Take them for
You're
yourself.
such
Read
a
the
liar,
verse
dude.
correctly because he's lying.
Why you were literally lying? Why are you winking?
Because God never said that.
Number 76 and number 77, please. Can you read number 76 and number
Yeah, it says the first to last.
First and last, for Muhammad's name.
For Muhammad's name.
Yeah. Okay, this is the Pakistan Pedia website, and these are says 99 names of Allah. I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor and just read the first paragraph real quick.
Okay, but I'm reading a source that you are giving me, okay?
Okay,
So-
you're reading a source. You
The
can
source
pull.
that you-
Okay, do me a favor. Pull up the website.
Yeah, but if I'm... But there's so
No,
many different websites, so...
So it's a website. It's not my source. It's a website on the internet.
Okay, yeah, it's on the internet, yeah.
If you want to me to wait, I can wait for
Yeah,
you
what
to
is
pull
it?
it up.
Yeah.
Or if you want to read it, it says right here. You see?
99 names of...
It's a PakistanPedia.com. 99 names of Allah. You can see the spelling here. It's a little bit different. Paedia. It should be Pedia, but I don't know why they spelled it Paedia. One word. PakistanPedia, Paedia.com, and then type in 99 words of Allah. Okay? So we can read it from your phone, and we're on camera. Okay.
Yeah, Allah, the creator of the universe and the master of two worlds, has revealed 99 names of His Majesty Supreme in much revealed holy book of Muslims, the Quran. Each name embodies in itself the qualities and abilities of our Creator.
Okay,
and
so let's just repeat that last sentence one more time. Each name
embodies in itself the qualities and abilities of our Creator.
So that means these names are only for Allah.
These names are attributions of Allah. Yeah.
All attributes of Allah. That
Yeah.
means you and I, we cannot take these names because these are names of Allah. He's the creator. Everything that's in there is
So
only.
Al-Qudus, Al-Malik,
Okay,
Al-Rahim.
all right. No. So let's not go there.
Yes.
So just read a couple of more lines. We don't have to read the whole paragraph. Just the
I don't
context.
understand why you want to keep reading this.
Just to get the context, because then we
Okay,
know.
because then you're going to ask me a question. Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. I've seek forgiveness.
No. We also recite these names. Can you please read that? Okay, he embodies. Okay, go back to the each name embodies.
Each name embodies in itself the qualities and abilities of our Creator, and we seek forgiveness of our sins and misdeeds by reciting the appropriate name of Allah.
Okay, so if you recite the names of Allah,
Yeah.
you are getting forgiveness of your sins and misdeeds, correct?
You can, yes.
Okay, you can. All right. We also recite. Okay, can you continue? We also.
By reciting the appropriate name of Allah, we also recite these names to thank Allah for thanking in utmost humility for the countless blessings. He continued. Yeah, so.
Okay, that's right. All right, that's enough, I think. So now
about 99 of Allah, 99 of the Prophet.
we are recording something. Is it okay if we can do our video and we can talk
but-
another time?
Yeah, you
Let's.
did the same thing to the brother when they talk in conversation.
Who?
You come and
You see
disturb.
When?
You didn't do to Ali Dawa when he was talking to that white man.
No, we were just which
No,
white man?
you remember when he told you Ali Dawa? He told you, "Can God cease to exist?" You said yes. You remember that video?
Okay, yeah.
Did you interrupt that conversation?
I didn't interrupt the conversation.
you
No,
did,
I didn't
you
start
did,
talking
you
to
did.
Ali Dawa. Okay.
Look,
You can go talk to
I asked
him.
him.
I talked to the brother. Okay,
asked-
listen.
I asked him a
No,
simple
don't lie.
question.
Don't lie. You're lying.
You did, you
I
lied.
talked
You
to the
lied.
brother. I didn't
No,
talk to
you
Ali Dawa.
interrupting. You interrupting the conversation.
Okay,
You
so
interrupting
now
the conversation.
a Muslim,
It
he
was a-
does not want
it
me
was
to
a
expose
conversation.
Islam.
No, let's see
Because
what
now
he says.
he's
Let's see.
oh, is
I
he
know,
here? He's coming
exposing
because he
Maulidi.
said I
But
talked to
want
my
to
brother
expose him
once
as
when
well.
Ali Dawa was talking to him. He was a new.
He
Okay,
said that
is he a new?
listen to
Are you a
me,
new
listen to me.
Muslim?
I'm a new Muslim. Muslim.
Are you a new Muslim?
I'm a Muslim.
Okay, he's a Muslim.
What has
That
to
guy
do
was
with
a
the
new
answer?
Christian.
What has to do with the answer?
The guy was
No,
a
he
new
wasn't.
Christian.
He wasn't.
He was.
You lie.
He was a convert.
He wasn't.
I know him. He was a convert.
He was. What his name?
His name was Nick. And he was a convert from Jehovah's Witness.
Why?
He
Are
said
you
that
looking
on
for
the
the
video.
answer? Are
Okay,
you
he's
looking
lying.
for the
The guy was
Are you
new.
looking
He
for
didn't
the
know about it.
answer?
He's a
Are you
Muslim.
looking
Can
for
you
the answer? Are you
come
looking
here?
for the answer?
Okay, you're on the camera.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you looking
Look
for
here.
the answer? Or
I'm
are
not
you
debating you.
looking only
You
for
want
a
to?
victim?
What's your name?
Are you looking
What's
for
your
a
name?
fish?
What's your
Are you
name?
look-
What's your name?
Is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
Yes.
Okay, you like to have a debate with me on this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna finish this debate with him. Then I'll come and talk to
I
you.
don't have time. I won't have time now.
No, I started the
now.
debate with
I
him.
have time now.
No, I started a debate.
Why? Are you looking
Okay.
for a fish?
No,
he's
he
Are you
and I
looking
has
for a
had
victim?
discussions before. He's a Muslim.
Are you
He's not a new.
looking- are you looking
Okay,
for
this
answers?
guy, he's not a new
Are you
Muslim
looking for
that he
answers,
doesn't
or are you looking
understand
for a victim?
Islam. He knows
Are you
Islam.
looking for an
Yeah.
answer or looking
He
for a
comes in
victim?
here.
Are you looking
I told
for an
him that
answer
he
or
can have
looking
it.
for a victim?
So that's how Muslims
You
are.
want the answer?
He doesn't want to let another Muslim answer because
Can you-
he doesn't trust him.
I'll give you
He's a Muslim.
I have the
He doesn't
answer.
trust
I
him.
can answer. Can
He
you give
doesn't
me
want
the
me
question? I
to
want
talk to
answer.
him. I will talk to you, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm not right now.
ahead.
I want to finish my conversation.
Go ahead.
I'm going to finish my conversation. Okay? So please,
I
you
can
can
answer.
watch
I can
it.
answer. I can answer. Go ahead.
Okay, my friend, we are recording.
we will
Okay, we are
prove to him.
recording.
Sorry?
You will prove to him.
What was his question?
He's not asking yet. Let's let him ask.
go
Let's
ahead.
ask.
My friend,
Let's be patient.
let's be patient.
It's a nice weather.
I'm going to ask him a question and he's going to jump in, he said.
No,
He's not going to let him answer
Just
it.
answer. Yeah, just,
Okay? So let's watch this.
If you
This
don't
will be
give the
live.
answer, anyone
How
gives
this
you the answer.
person, I've told him I will ask him this question later. I will talk to him later. Let me finish my conversation.
I will answer.
Why? Why? I'm not asking you. I'm not asking. I'm asking him.
okay,
That's what I'm
ask.
saying.
Is he your daddy?
Ask the question.
Is he your dad?
Are you looking for the answer?
Is
or
he your
looking for
daddy?
a
He's going to
victim?
answer for you.
Are you looking for the answer?
Is
or
he a
looking for
man?
victim?
Is he a boy?
He's a man better
Okay,
than you.
he's a man. He's a Muslim. He's a new Muslim, or he's a Muslim from birth?
Same
Are you
thing
Muslim
to
from
the
birth?
brother when they
Okay,
were
he's
talking
Muslim
in
from birth.
conversation.
Okay, we have a full-fledged Muslim man, and he becomes his father. He wants to answer for him. No. I have the brother who was a new Christian. And I
know why
did
he's
not
scared?
go and talk to Ali
You know why he's
Dawa.
scared?
I talked to the brother. He's talking to me,
because the
and he's
answer
answering
will
me.
expose
I was
him.
only talking to the
Arguments.
brother. And you can go back and watch the video from Ali Dawa's channel. I've seen the video. Okay. We will come and talk to you. Let us finish our video.
Okay, go ask.
I have time now. I can talk now.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. Okay, my friend. You got the website, right? Okay, on the name number, let me give you the name. Let's see, where does it go? Number 73 and 74. What does it say?
73 and 74.
Yeah, what does it say?
73 says the first.
And you read it in Arabic too, what it says?
Al-Awwal.
Aval, yeah.
Yeah.
And what does the other one say?
74, you say in
What does it say?
the last.
No. 74.
Yeah, the last.
The last.
Yeah,
Akhir. Okay, good. Thank you. Can you do me a favor now? Go down to the page and it says 99 names of Prophet Muhammad. Can you click on that, please?
The 99 names of
Prophet Muhammad. Go all the way down on the bottom of the page.
Yeah, I click it.
You'll see that link. Click that link, yeah? Do you have that now? Okay. So, if you can just do me a favor and read the first 3 lines, or 4 lines actually, of this paragraph. First, yeah. Just read it.
Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was the last of the 124,000 prophets sent by Allah to steer the life of the sinners of the righteous path. Allah at numerous places in the Muslim holy book Quran addresses Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam either directly or indirectly, using some of the 99 qualities.
Of
So
the
he's saying qualities
qualities of Prophet.
attributed to the Prophet.
To the Prophet, okay.
Qualities.
Yes. Qualities attribute. Very good. Okay, now, we won't read the rest of it. Anybody at home, they can go and read the rest of it. It's called Pakistanpedia, Paedia.com. Now, let's go to the, I'll give you the number. Let's see, can you do me a favor and read Number 76 and number 77, please. Can you read number 76 and number
Yeah, it says the first and last.
first and last for Muhammad's name?
For Muhammad's name.
Yeah.
This is not Muhammad's name.
This is not Muhammad's name?
No,
Okay,
no,
go
no.
back up to the web, to the page. Go back to the
So
top.
it says as
It says
estimated,
99
Muhammad
names of-
is the most popular used names in the world.
Look, on the top.
It is it is estimated that
no,
more
on the
than
top. Wow. Is it the
115
names of
million Europe in the world bear that the name of Muhammad.
Okay, so these are 99 names of
No,
Muhammad.
it's not.
So what is this?
This is just
Okay.
the attributes that to Muhammad.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
He's not giving the answer. He's
This
saying
is,
those are not the names of Muhammad.
Okay, so he's saying that these names here, previously I used the same names which was attributed to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he's using the same things that are attributed to God.
Allah.
So Allah, yes. So all the
76,
attributions-
77 name of Allah
So
listed on this website is Al-Awwal Al-Akhir, the
Yes,
first
which
and the
is-
last. 73 and 74 name
it's so
of
easy.
Muhammad is
Which
listed
is-
Awwal and Akhir.
Brother. Let me answer.
Yeah,
Let
he's
me
the
answer.
same
Let
as
me answer.
Allah.
Let me answer.
Allah and Muhammad
Let me
is
answer.
shirk.
No,
Let me answer.
wrong. You're
Let me
lying.
answer it.
Let him
Easy.
answer though. Let him
That's
answer.
it.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, now,
Okay, my answer.
Okay,
My
let's go
answer.
ahead.
Let's give him a
He's,
chance.
your daddy is
Okay.
going to answer for you. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe I'm your dad, not him. Okay. First of all, this website is not our criteria. It's not a website where we take our teaching. We took our teaching from the Hadith, from the Quran, and our criteria is that. Okay? And the scholars and go on. This website, they can say whatever they want.
It says these are the attributes of Muhammad.
No attributes of God.
Yeah, and but before we read the names of Muhammad, it says in the paragraph, these are the qualities of
Attributes of
Muhammad.
God.
And in those qualities, they listed Awwal and Akhir.
Which is attributes
I didn't
of
put
God.
this website up. I gave this website on the. It's on the
you're
internet.
lying.
It's not the only website. If you go and Google 99 names of Muhammad, there are several Islamic
The
websites.
99 names
If
are
they're
only
saying
attributes
all
to
the
God,
websites of
not
Islam
Muhammad
are false,
Sallallahu
that's their claim. I don't have a problem with this. The problem is, it's
Give
not
me-
I put that website up and give. Then I would prove my claim. I didn't make that claim.
Okay,
It's
can you
Islam
let me
making
answer?
that claim.
Can let me answer. Let me answer. Okay,
No, the
now-
Christian didn't make that
now,
website.
You're not
Now,
making sense.
he
These
said,
names are
white
99
brother,
names
white
of
brother,
God.
white brother. He said that this name is in all the Muslim websites. Now,
I said
bring
all.
white-
Did I say all?
Yes,
I
you
said
said
there
it.
are several websites that list the name 99 names of Muhammad, and a lot of them have these names listed. And this is not only one website.
now
I
it
said
become nonsense.
no.
Only
I
several.
said that,
That's
and
what I
now
said
you want
to
to
you.
say this.
That's what
I
I
said.
said to you.
That all
Oh.
websites have 99
he
names.
getting stopped
Not all,
now.
but
He
there are
getting stopped.
several
Stop.
websites
Can
from
you-
Islamic.
Look, I
websites.
respected you. I let you to answer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, like for example, we have Islamic website like Islam Way, Islam Web, Islam question and answer, Islam. Can you bring for me, like these websites, who the one we trust? Can you bring for me what you said from this website, but my main criteria is to bring it from the hadith.
Listen, all of these
Can
names.
you wait? Can you bring for me from any hadith where he said that Allah is that the Prophet Muhammad can you let me finish? That the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his name before the Prophet Muhammad, before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that his name is Al-Awwal and his name is the Akhir. If you wouldn't, that mean you and your website, you are badly exposed.
Okay, thank you. All right, he's finished now. So, are you finished? Okay. Now here's the response.
No, it
And
says on the same part. It says, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "I have 5 names. My name is Muhammad. I am Ahmed. So exactly. So it does not. That's his names. He's attributing
Okay.
his name to that. He's not saying my names are.
Answer my one as well, hadith. About
He's
hadith.
not saying my names
Okay,
are all of these
he's
attributes.
first,
that
you're
Muhammad
second. Now he
to
said,
God.
answer me first. I'll answer you
Yeah,
second.
wait, no.
So I'm on the camera, sir. Can you please make sure we're not rocking? Okay, so the claim is that this website, whatever it's saying, is it in the Hadith or the Quran? That's the point. Where did this come from?
So are you Muslim?
No, I'm Christian. And the answer is, I didn't put up this website. This website shows these names. Now we read in this Go ahead. You have a phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. He want to twist.
Go to Pakistanpedia, Paedia. Pakistanpedia.com.
Pakistanpedia. How is that an authority and anything to do with Islam?
Alhamdulillah, that's what they said.
Okay. It's not an authority. So the point is, look, that website.
Wikipedia.
There are several websites.
Let me guess, Joe.
Let's finish.
Let's check after.
So 99 names of Muhammad. Anybody can Google it. Not one website. Several websites give 99 names of Muhammad. Several.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, several.
Yeah.
So it's not one website. Don't say it's
Possibly,
Pakistan website.
possibly. I said it's
Now,
possible.
let me answer his question.
Many
These,
websites.
one person jumps in, three other jump in. I can't answer him. I'm trying to answer him. Here's the question.
I didn't ask
Let
you
me
to
answer.
him. I didn't ask you
No,
to
he
answer
jumped
him.
in.
Sorry.
He jumped in.
Go
He
ahead.
jumped in.
Answer my
This
Yo,
guy
don't
the
jump
first
in.
and the last.
Stop
That's
it. Let me answer him. I got an answer.
Okay, go ahead. Now
Let
we
me
will
answer.
bring.
Let me answer his question. He's saying this website gives false information. We don't believe it. However, the same website gives all the other names that they don't disagree with.
I didn't say
It gives all the other names of like Hamid, the praised one. You know, he's praised, this and that. All the names are listed. You can all go there. None of those names are disputed by these guys.
Okay.
Those are the names
I
of
didn't-
Muhammad. They don't dispute it.
I did
But
not
when you
do
pull
that.
out the name that matches Allah's name, it's a wrong website.
Let me talk. That it wasn't my question. Wait, brother, please. That wasn't my question.
This attribute is a true
Brother,
God.
please, be patient. My question it was, bring for me a hadith, because that website is not my criteria, is not authority for us. I said, bring for me a hadith where he said that the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his name is the Awwal and Akhir. If not,
Okay,
Not a Duji
your
like
website
that website.
states that. If you go in there, it states that these names are taken from Hadith
I don't
and
care
from
about
Quran.
the website. I don't care about
You don't
the
care
website.
about
I
it.
don't-
Okay,
Bring for me
that's
hadith.
fine. But the same website has all the other names of Muhammad
Why
that
you
you
have
agree
to-
with. So the website is giving all the information they agree with, but the part that they don't, this website is not right. That's Islam.
didn't read
When
the
you give them
website.
Hadith, they say, we don't believe in Hadith, we only believe in Quran. You know what? We believe in all these other names of Muhammad.
I never said that.
I gave him this information before. I
lying.
keep
Stop
giving him the
lying.
information.
Stop lying.
I didn't put up
Stop
this
lying.
website. Website
Stop
says
lying.
these names are from
Stop lying.
Quran and from Hadith.
Where
not
you
from
say to
Quran.
me
How
I
is
don't
this-
believe in hadith?
This is what it
Where
is.
that
It's
I
not
don't
just
believe
one
in hadith?
website. Google it. You have a phone in your pocket. Why are you so scared? Why are you so? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared?
Maybe he knows.
Maybe he knows. Oh my God. Okay, man. We got a question, man.
He's come with the Jordan top. Islam,
How you doing? All right, my friend. Brother, I need to put this mic here so I can show him the stuff because I can't hold it.
M Hijab, Habibullah, salam alaikum. Sorry, I came from Germany to meet you.
Wallahi, kiss. I'm from Syria, man. Wallahi, I watch you from on YouTube and everything. Wallahi. The things that brought me here, those guys. Wallahi, my brother Hamza as well. Wallahi, I wish I could meet you. Wallahi, it's like, not today. Yes.
You would have to find particular hadith that refer to these.
I didn't put up the
words.
website. If I put up the website, I will show the reference.
This is it. But that
The
website
reference
could
is
be
the
done
reference.
by they could be done by a fringe group, a sect that nobody's
Hi.
heard of. That they got
Hijab, how are you,
their
man?
own agenda. They're trying to deify.
All right, Hijab, I'm a Christian. I've been talking to some Muslim brothers here. And we got a website. There are several websites, not just one. You know there's 99 names of Allah, right? Mentioned in the Quran.
Well, I mean, there's a hadith that says that if someone does ihsa,
What is Iqsa?
I'll tell you, but of 99 names, then they'll get in Jannah and so on. But ihsa doesn't necessarily mean that there's only 99 names of God. This is a common misconception. So there could be more than 99 names of God, in fact, right?
Right.
But ihsa means to memorize it and to understand it and to live by it.
And can you get your names forgiven if you memorize that?
Say again?
Can you get your sins forgiven if you memorize those
Yeah,
names?
but you have to live by it as well, you know?
Okay, does it say that?
Well, the word ihsa has an encompassing meaning. So ihsa doesn't just necessarily, for example, the Quran is mentioned, وَأَن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تَحْصُوهَا. So if you count the blessings of God, you will not be able to enumerate them.
Okay.
So ihsa is a bit more encompassing than just, for example, hifz. The word hifz in Arabic means to just memorize.
Yeah.
But in the hadith, the word hifz is not mentioned. In the 99 name hadith,
Yeah.
the word ihsa is mentioned.
Okay. All right. I don't speak Arabic, so maybe I'll take whatever you're saying to be a fact. That might be the case, but that's not what we're actually discussing. There's something else that came up. Is it okay if I can ask you about the 99 names? Now, there are several websites that give the 99 names of Allah. Are there also 99 names of Muhammad?
No, I mean, as I say, there's not 99 names of God. That's a misconception. So there's more than 99 names of God.
I didn't ask that question. Let me ask you the question again.
So those websites that have 99 names of God, and even like, you know, these placards that have like, you know them in the Muslim world. Yeah. So these kind of placards that you've got like 99 names of God, they are not. That list is actually ijtihad. It's someone's estimation of what the 99 names are.
Okay.
It's not actually. This list is not mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad.
All right. Let's move on from there because it's not just. There's more to it than just that. So that means that those names that are there, those are the attributes of God, Allah. That means that no other man can have those attributes. Correct?
Well, I mean, not entirely. In fact, I mean, if we said that no other person can have these attributes, then we would not be able to understand the attributes. So, for instance, Allah is Ar-Rahman. Yeah. Now, Ar-Rahman means the most compassionate one. Yeah. And scholars of language, they differentiate between Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, the most gracious, the most merciful. You know, they have the differentiations. Now,
but Rahman, when it comes to Rahim, that is attributed to Allah because He can forgive sin. You can forgive me my debt. I owe you £100. You can forgive me the debt. Okay, that's another Rahim. You were Rahim to me, and you forgive me my debt. Now Allah is not. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, God is Ghafir and He's also Ghafoor. So there are two attributes. One is Ghafir, is that He forgives sins. Ghafoor is that He continually forgives sins. Afu means that He wipes away the sins. Mercy, which is Rahman, it comes from the Arabic root Rahim, literally meaning the womb of the mother, which is basically kindness that is given without the person deserving it. Okay, so mercy is not necessarily the same as forgiveness. God is forgiving and merciful.
That's fine. All right, great. So we got another clarification on another name of Allah. Now, we're going to go to this list, and I'm not saying this list is from the Quran, but that is what the website says, that these names are taken from Quran. Do you think that Allah is the first?
Yeah, Al-Awwal.
And Allah is the last, Al-Awwal, Al-Akhir?
Yeah.
Okay. In the Bible, Jesus says, I am the first and the last. Now, do you believe that Jesus is first and the last?
Well, no. First of all, we don't believe in the Bible as Muslims. We don't believe in what Jesus says in the Bible is actually what Jesus says, number one. Number two, when the Quran says that He's al-awwal al-akhir, yeah, He's the first and the last, this is referring to the fact that He's pre-eternal and post-eternal.
Okay, good.
Okay, now,
so Jesus is not pre-eternal?
So we would say that in that sense, pre-eternality only belongs to God. Yeah?
Not to
and
Jesus.
Post-eternality, yes.
Because He's a man.
We wouldn't consider what the Bible says about Jesus or God to be veracious from that perspective, to be honest with you.
Okay,
having said that, so you mentioning the Bible to me is like me mentioning a hadith to you. It's the same thing.
I'm just clarifying because now Ghaffar and all these other names you mentioned are not in the Bible saying that. But this name that Alpha and Omega, Awwal and Akhir, first and last, is mentioned in the Bible.
But here, first and foremost, we have to really understand. When we say the Alpha and Omega, we talk about the first and the last in a pre-eternal and post-eternal way. Now that's the first question. The second question is, even if we say that, let's say yes, it does mean that, yeah? No problem. The question now would be, are all things post-eternal and pre-eternal in the biblical discourse meant to be God because they are pre-eternal post? If so, then you have Melchizedek. Melchizedek is clearly mentioned in the Bible as having no beginning. So if Jesus is God because He has no beginning, then Melchizedek is also God.
Or Melchizedek is another form of Jesus.
Yes, but most scholars like.
All right, now we are going to you reject it. Okay, my point is
Christian scholars reject that Melchizedek is Jesus.
All right, or was a form of Jesus, but that's okay. Okay, but we're not going into that discussion. The discussion is about Awwal and Akhir because the Bible mentions it and the Quran says.
So what is the discussion about?
Now, we're coming to it because we just had to lay down the groundwork. Okay, so we got that name cleared up. So let's go now to Now on the same website, it's called Pakistanpedia, PAEDIA.com. This is not the only website. Pedia. Yeah. This is not the only website that has these 99 names of Allah and Muhammad. There are several websites. So I'm just giving you one.
Talk about Pakistan. Make sure, guys, to donate to the relief efforts in Pakistan now.
Right.
Because we're seeing a lot of the country being flooded. So I think since you mentioned Pakistan, I think we should mention this.
All right. So now on the same website, on the bottom of the page, it says 99 names of Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. And if we click on that, it gives us the 99 names of Prophet Muhammad. Now, if I read out these names, let me read out a couple of them, and I will ask my friend here if he agrees with that. It says Mahmud, praised. Okay, so that's an attribute of Muhammad. Hamid, praising. That's what it says. I'm just reading. Okay, Ahmad, most, commendable. Okay, so these are the attributes. So I'm just saying that, giving you a reference. Now, I'm going to go to name number 73, I believe it is. So we can go to the point because I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to get you to the point.
Okay, so
just give me a moment, please. So let's go to 73. Where'd it go?
I would say though, this effort of you speaking to me now and presenting your strongest argument for Christianity.
I'm not giving you an argument for it's nothing about Christianity.
Either of the two, this is quite a wasted effort, I have to say. You could do better than this. I have to be honest with you. Because there's nothing going on here. You're just asking me about names.
So we got,
and I'm clarifying it.
All right, that's fine. Now clarify this, please.
Please.
So he just said he's going to clarify this, and I just took this information. I didn't put up this website. It's not a Christian website. It's put up by Muslims. And Muhammad Hijab just said that Allah's attribute, he's the first, he's the last. However, on this website, and it states that all these names that I read to him about Muhammad, he said those are correct. They're from the website, and they're taken from Quran and Hadith. Now, number 76 here says the first. Number 77 says Al-Akhir, the last. Muhammad is the first and the last. Is Muhammad equal to Allah? That's shirk. That's shirk.
First of all, to be fair to them, they haven't said al-awwal here. They said awwal, which makes it, there's a big difference here. It doesn't say the first, it says first and last. Secondly, where is that mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah? So that's
this is what the website is claiming.
The website is not a book that we follow. All right.
So it's not the only website. There are several websites.
Please.
Let's
do me a favor, yeah? Let's have a conversation. Now, you've presented your arguments. Now, you have to understand how this works, okay? Muslim people, like Christians, they have primary source materials that they go back to. Now, if I said to you, look, I've got a website, it's called, VaticanJokes.com or something like that, and look, it says this and that on the website, you would say that's not what I believe. So in order for you to have this conversation with me, you don't get it from a website, you have to get it from the authentic sources, right? The Quran or the Sunnah. That's the first thing. So the second thing is, even on that website, they're not claiming that God is the Prophet has an al-awwal in the indefinite article. In the definite article. It's in the indefinite article. Awwal. So even then it doesn't work. But anyway, the point is, this is a way.
Indefinite article, he thought. When he said Hamid, it wasn't about the indefinite definite article.
I'll take it anyway.
All the other names doesn't have to be about the indefinite definite article. On this name, it comes to indefinite definite article. Inconsistency. I took his logic. I took his logic. He said indefinite definite article. All the other names of Muhammad does not have a definite article, but those are attributes of Muhammad. When it comes to this name, since it doesn't have the definite article, it is not.
What hadith mentions that he's the awwal?
I read it from your website.
I don't care about website.
This has 99 names of Muhammad.
I reject the website.
If you can say that all the websites that are saying 99 names of Muhammad are put up by non-Muslims, that's another story. These websites are put by Muslims, by Imams, they have rejected. So everybody here knows these websites are all rejected by a
fine.
It's a deviant group. Pakistanpedia, they have declared is a deviant group.
We don't know about that, but
they're anti-Islam. They're putting up non-Islamic
your
information
argument?
to propagate Islam.
is this your argument?
Is Pakistan putting up non-Islamic
I think you say Pakistan,
Islamic?
it's a website.
Well, this is a website. It says Pakistanpedia.
Okay, is this your
It is all about.
argumentation? Is this your level? Okay.
No, this is just one argument.
You're
Yeah.
wasting my time.
Okay.
You are wasting my time.
Okay, fine.
When you go and learn from somebody from one of your missionary groups or whatever, when you
there's nothing
just
wrong with
if you want to speak to me, you can speak. All right, fine. But let me just finish with your friend here. Look, all I'm going to say to you is this: if you want to be able to provide an argument against the Muslims, then the first thing you need to know how to do is reference the Islamic texts. Unfortunately, you have failed miserably, in being able to do so. You've got in a website which is PakistanMedia.com and told me that I have to believe in it. Now, I'll tell you what. I think what you should do. I think unless you have a veracious or robust argument that you've thought over properly and which meets the academic standard, you, my friend, are wasting my time.
Can I answer that?
Do you understand that?
Can I answer that?
Do you understand this?
Yes.
So
Can I
have
answer
your
that?
final say. Hurry up.
Can I answer that?
So
Okay.
when I'm done with
All right.
you,
What he has
let's
done
deal
is
with this
he
though.
said that all the names from that website that he agreed with, he said those are correct. What they're saying is that everything that we think that is right on that website is from Islam. Anything we disagree with is non-Islamic. That's their logic, and they're telling me that this website, don't give me the website. I will take the information from this website that I agree with, because he's a Hamid, he's praised one, he's praised and this and that. All those names are correct. All this website is correct, and the website is stating these names are from Quran and from Hadith.
That's your argument?
That's my argument.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye, my friend. See you
All
later,
right.
yeah?
See you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Please come here.
Good to see you. I want to talk about Surah 65. Wait. What am I waiting for? Right.
I've already spoken about that with one of your friends.
What friend? I don't know the friend.
I don't know, one of your guys from the...
I don't know who it was. I don't know.
He's a Christian. Do you consider Christians to be your friends?
They can be my friends, but I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, so one of your Christian colleagues or whatever.
Well, but I want to talk to you about it. What's wrong with that? I'm asking you
no
questions.
problem.
What's wrong with me asking you questions? Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, of course you can.
Okay, then, cool.
You're shivering.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No,
You know your prophet Sheikh?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, he
you're
did.
Shivering, you're shivering
Your
in front
prophet
of me,
shook.
not in front of the enemy.
Right, but your prophet shook, didn't he?
You're shivering
Yeah,
in
but
front of
he
me.
shook when he received revelation. I'm receiving revelations right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
You better have a stronger argument than your friend.
Jesus goes, my friend, that's revelation.
All right. Go ahead.
But anyway, let me read the verse out for you, man, because we're just going like in tangents. Yeah.
Going back in what?
I said we're going around in tangents.
Oh, going round in tangents. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what tangents mean, do you?
I do know what tangents
Okay,
are.
no. Anyway, it says here, and for such of your women, this is Surah 65 verse 4, right? And for such your women as despair of menstruation, if you doubt, their period of waiting shall be 3 months, along with those who have had it not, and for those with children, their period shall be, they bring forth their burden, and whosoever keepeth his duty to Allah, he maketh his course easy. Now, the Tafsir writers confirm that this is talking about children. That verse is talking about children. Al-Jalalain says it, Ibn Kathir says it, I can list a few of them if you want me to. But what do you think about this? Do you think they're okay and correct in their translation of that?
Well, you've mentioned verse 3. Verse 4 is وَاللَّائِ لَمْ يَحِدْنِ. You didn't actually mention it properly.
The reason why I didn't mention that is solely because the Tafsir writers have said this is referring to young children.
But you're mentioning verse 3, 65:3.
No, sorry. If I said, I apologize, I'm coming. If I said 65 verse 3, I apologize. It was 65 verse 4.
No, you just read out 65.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've just said, if I said 65 verse 3, I apologize. I meant 65 verse 4. Now 65 verse 4.
Thank you for apologizing.
I've already done it.
You might be doing a lot more.
You can get big-headed as you want. I don't care.
That's fine. Good. So
it's not really a good trait, is it, Mohammed?
No problem.
It's not a good trait, man. Okay. You need to humble yourself a bit. You know that, Bob? You know, like humbles yourself a bit.
Thank you for your advice, my friend.
Thank you. No problem. No problem. I always give advice. I'm always here to give advice, bro.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's what it is, man. And I hope you come to Jesus, bro.
I'll need your barber's number so I can give him a couple of pointers and pieces of advice as well.
Do you?
The one who does your hair.
That's funny, because I need somebody to deal with your hair, man. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
Anyway, so I'll say, look.
Okay, so
in regards to what you've said, I think there's an
as I've said, Al-Jalalain, Ibn Kathir, and
so
every Tafsir writer I've claimed claims that the verse in question is referring to an Iddah. That Iddah is the period of waiting for divorce, right? And that period of waiting for divorce, 3 months is for children as well.
I'll tell you the
so
truth.
your God is okay with marrying children.
Okay, no, it's fine. Let me
divorcing them as well.
answer your question.
What?
It's true to say that if you read the tafasir and the exegesis of chapter 64 verse 4, especially on the part where it says وَاللَّائِ لَمْ يَحِدْنَ, it does mention women that are pregnant, it does mention postpartum women, but it also does women that have never had a period before. That's true. And if someone tries to do inkar of that or reject that, then they will be...
And it mentions children as well.
What I'm saying is women that have never had a period before.
It doesn't say women, it says children. Ibn Kathir clearly says it mentions children.
Yeah,
do you want me to read it out again?
No, fine.
I'll read it out for you. I don't read it, man.
I'm telling you, listen.
Allah the Exalted clarifies the waiting period of the woman in menopause and that it is one whose menstruation has stopped due to her older age. Can I finish?
Do you know why it says women?
Can I finish?
The verse says
what, can I finish? Can I just finish? Can I allow my place? Then you talk. Right? I'll give you all the time in the world. Just allow it. Right. And that is one of those whose menstruation has stopped due to her old age. Her Iddah, or waiting period for divorce, is 3 months.
So who's Iddah?
Who's Iddah? This is waiting period for divorce.
No, but it says her Iddah.
Her Iddah.
Yeah,
so this is referring to the woman in menopause.
Woman.
Yeah, that woman. And now let me read the rest of it. Right? It is 3 months, instead of the 3 monthly cycles for those who menstruate, which is based upon the ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah. The same for the young who have not reached the years of menstruation. Their Iddah is 3 months. So you can marry and divorce children in Islam.
Okay, let me answer your question, right? I don't know, let me understand. First of all, the verse itself says min nisaikum, from your women, yeah?
Right.
So women you've asked me where the verse itself mentions women, yeah?
And this is mentioning young children. So have you got a problem with the early tafsir?
Yes, no, I don't have a problem.
So you don't?
No, I don't have a problem.
So when they say young child, you got no problem.
Are you asking me a question now? Or are you just
No, continue.
All right, so let me answer your question, right? So it's true to say that...
I'll be quiet when I'm ready,
right.
What are we talking?
No, it's fine. It's true to say that aqdun nikah.
Right.
The aqdun nikah is a marital contract.
Right.
Can be done with anybody at any age.
Of course, yeah.
Yes? This is something which you didn't know that. But the sexual interaction...
No, I did know that, mate.
Okay, fine. Maybe you did know it. You're a great scholar of Islam.
Well, you go on like you're a great scholar, mate. Let's be honest. Let's not crack wires, man. This is not helping you.
No problem.
All right, go on.
So what I'm saying is, scholars of Islam differentiate between two things.
Right.
They differentiate between aqdun nikah, which is a contract, and when, for example, the woman can, for example, Ibn Qudam al-Maqdisi mentions it in his book.
Ibn Qudam.
Yeah, Ibn Qudam al-Maqdisi mentions it. But basically, the Hanbali scholars, what I'm saying to you is this: it's pretty much understood in Islam that you can do a contract of marriage, but that contract of marriage is not efficacious in the fullest sense until the woman is able to consummate the marriage. And that capability, which is referred to as istita'a in the books of jurisprudence, is mentioned as, physical capability.
Is that in the Quran?
So
that's
not in the Quran, bro. In fact, Hijab, you did say on camera that if you read the Quran on its own, you could literally marry a child and be fine. That was your words, bro.
Accept. So you could argue the point that it's most explicit in the Hadith. Why can you argue the point that it's most explicit in the Hadith?
Right.
Because
it's only mentioned in the Hadith. Can you stop covering up Quran?
Let me tell you why it can be alluded to in the Quran, but it's mostly mentioned in the Hadith. For number one, the scholars of Islam, the jurisprudential scholars, because really you have to differentiate between the exegetes and the jurisprudence. Yeah, it's fiqh and tafsir are two different things.
So what's wrong with the exegetes though?
That's nothing wrong with
because they're early.
No, what they're saying is
they're tested.
So
what's wrong with them?
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. I've not said that. All I've said is that they're saying that the contract can be done, but that it's not efficacious in the fullest sense where intercourse between the two parties can happen until the woman is ready.
So who makes this stipulation? Who makes this stipulation?
So like I said, the Islamic scholars, they deducted it from the fact that...
So Muhammad and Allah don't make this stipulation,
yes,
correct?
Yes, they do. Muhammad sallallahu
alaihi wasallam. Where's Muhammad made that stipulation?
So as I said, they look at it from the fact, the scholars look at it from the fact that he married at the age of 6, that there was a marital contract, but that he did not do would you call it jima', or he did not do intercourse, so there was no intimacy until
the age of 9.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they look at that and they say, well, that's good evidence that even though no, it's not correction, it's called specification. So it's good evidence for the fact that the contract can be put in place. However, that it's not efficacious until the person becomes capable. Now, how do we know?
So how do you know who determines whether she's capable? Because there's also hadith that claim her silence means her consent.
No.
And also we see instances within hadith. I'm not misunderstanding anything. We see instances within hadith. I know because I've read it, right? We see instances.
What's hadith?
We see instances within a hadith where Aisha's taken by Muhammad and he beats her. He beats her till she's green.
Now that's a different topic.
So if her silence means her consent, he obviously was you reject that.
I reject it.
So you reject hadith.
No, I reject your understanding of it. Let me go back to the first
So
point.
beating her till she's green is my understanding, correct?
Wallahi, if you find me any hadith that says that the Prophet ﷺ, I dare you to find one single hadith where the Prophet ﷺ beat Aisha when she's green. You're a liar. You are a liar. The first, hold on. Second thing is, wait, let's get to Christianity in a second, yeah? But let's,
We're not getting to Christianity. I want to go past this point.
no.
Then we'll go to Christianity.
Fine.
I don't mind.
Fine.
I'm here with Abel.
Let's deal with Islam first, because we don't have anything to hide. I'm saying to you now, the first thing is, you stated, what is the evidence? I told you that the scholars of jurisprudence
That
say
come hundreds of years after the Prophet and your God, by the way.
No, I understand, but
Yeah.
that's true. However,
That's true.
what's also
So there's nothing in your soul. If I took the Quran alone, remember the Quran itself says in chapter 15 verse 1 that it is a clear book. So if I took the Quran on its own, I could literally rape a child and it wouldn't be a problem in religion.
Hold on, let me answer your question.
Why is that funny? That's your religion, that's not mine.
No, fine.
That's literally your religion is messed up.
Calm down, guys.
I also your religion, bro. This is what it is.
There's nothing, guys,
You can keep coping,
You're interfering, I don't interfere, please, yeah? Let's answer his question directly. As I've said, the hadith is that. Number 2 hadith, which is very important, is that which mentioned in Nawawi's 40 hadith as well, which is la darar wa la dirar, which is that you're not allowed to cause harm or reciprocate harm. Now, the scholars...
Sunan and the side, by the way. So continue, sorry.
It's also mentioned in the 40 hadith, okay?
No, I'm talking about the striking hadith that we was talking about earlier. It's mentioned in Sunan and the side.
Okay, it's also mentioned in Sahih Muslim. You didn't know that?
You didn't know that. You said, show me where, and in fact, it's even recorded.
Not green.
It's recorded.
Not green. There's nothing about greenery in the hadith.
So he beat her, but there's nothing about green.
No, I know.
So it's okay if he beats her,
I
but
didn't
it's
say
not.
that. I said that the hadith that I know you're referring to is mentioned.
He
in
beat his
Muslim.
wife, basically. That's what I'm
Did I say
having.
that?
No. Hadith says that. I said
Okay,
hadith
the
says
people are
that.
watching you in disingenuity, right? I didn't say that.
How am I being
Speak properly.
Can't
got your tongue, boy.
Yeah, has literally got my tongue. I don't know what's going on.
Speak.
No, I'll give you that.
Speak.
Disingenuous. I wasn't being disingenuous.
Okay, no, it's not disingenuous. It's disingenuous.
Yeah, I wasn't being disingenuous.
Okay, so your disingenuity is for all to
I
see.
wasn't being disingenuous.
Okay,
I was reading your book. I was reading your book. Sunan and Nasai, which is
Are you afraid to
here.
hear my response?
I'm not afraid of your response.
Fine,
You've got no response. But go on.
Okay, I'm not afraid of my response, but I've got no response.
You've got no response.
Okay, so let me respond. My response is this, is that the scholars of Islam, they consider one of the major objectives of Islam as not to cause or reciprocate harm unless there is injunction in the text.
And who are these scholars? They're later than your prophet. So how can we know? One minute. How can we know at the time of your prophet? If we're at the time of prophet, how can we know that those same people believed that you had to wait a certain period to have sex with a child?
Okay,
bearing in mind your own prophet
we don't agree with what you just
had
said.
sex with a child, he married a child, so there's no problem.
Listen, we don't agree with what you just said. Listen.
What do you mean don't agree with it? That's what the hadith says.
To answer your question.
Go on.
To answer your question, the scholars of Islam, they look at like a Shatibi mentions in Muwaffiq, right? He says that in order to understand an objective of Sharia, you don't look at just one piece of evidence, you look at the combined pieces of evidence. So in the case of this principle of the principle of causing and reciprocating harm is not as a result, he mentions, or the principle is ad-darar yuzal, that harm is to be averted. This is a principle in Islam. Unless there's
Who was that principle sent down by?
I'm telling you.
How can we know that it was sent from Muhammad?
Okay, you asked me a question, can I answer it please?
Go on.
Yeah, fine.
Go on.
So Shatibi mentions in Kitab Muwafaqat that in fact principles like this are more voracious than one piece of evidence, and the reason why, he says, is because it combines all pieces of evidence. So for example, in this case, there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ where he said himself...
It seems like a load of word salad.
Okay, fine. Maybe you don't understand it, but maybe...
No, you're not bringing any points, that's the point.
So let me just say my words. So So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he mentions a hadith, La darar wa la dirar. There is no harming or reciprocating harm. And he mentioned another hadith, La darar wa la idrar. So it's another way of saying the same thing, but with more emphasis on reciprocating the harm.
So no bringing harm. Is that no reciprocating harm?
Yeah.
So why did your prophet harm Aisha then?
I'm explaining to you that there's no evidence of that.
I just shot Sunan and Nasai.
Hold on.
He said, so you were the black shape that I saw in front of me? And he said, yes. He struck me in the chest, which caused me pain. Then he said, did you think that Allah and his messenger would deal unjustly with you? I said, whatever the people conceal, he knows. Sorry, Sunan and Nasai, hadith 2039. So you've been exposed.
No, I haven't been exposed.
You have.
Let me answer you.
According to Muhammad, it's okay to beat somebody.
Would you like me to answer you? All right, fine. First and foremost,
you're not helping yourself here.
First and foremost, Aisha herself, who's the narrator of that hadith, mentioned in another hadith.
So that means it's wrong.
Can you let me speak?
Continue, go on.
All right. So Aisha, who's the narrator of that particular hadith, who supposedly said he struck me in my chest to cause me harm, which I reject the translation of, because if you bring the Arabic, it's not darabani. He didn't mention that at all. The word daraba is not even mentioned in the hadith, just to let you know.
Let's just hide behind the Arabic. Just do that.
No, just calm down.
Creep behind the Arabic, let's do that.
Let me finish. First of all, the word...
You're not bringing any points though. It's just like, just telling me you're Arabic. Well, come on.
See, now you're starting, you can see what's happening here, right?
It's okay. It's okay. Let him.
I'm getting educated apparently. I'm just asking questions.
He's still gonna fall.
But go on, continue. I'm shaking, Ammar. Your prophet shook. It's what it is.
Okay. So you're trying to be disrespectful. We're not trying to be disrespectful.
No. There's hadith where your prophet shook. Do you want me to show you?
Let me deal with the points. You're going to another tangent.
All right, fair enough. Go to the point.
First of all, the hadith inside Muslim, yes, does not mention darabani, and I challenge you, which means hit, to strike, or whatever, which is mentioned in 434, the same word, fadribuhun. That's not even mentioned in the hadith. So I challenge you to find the opposite of that. Number two...
It's not my problem.
No. And then I'll give you something...
Those are hadith.
Hold on.
Muslims.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
All right, go on.
The second thing, which is even more damning for you, is that Aisha herself... just let me finish the point.
I'll let you finish. I'm not talking. Go on.
Can you see?
I said I'm not talking.
Second point. Let him make the second point.
He's very anxious.
I'm really not. This is the funniest stuff I've done all
Would
day.
you like a beta blocker?
Would you?
No, I'm alright.
I think you need one.
I'm not the one.
You sound like a beta male right now.
Sorry?
I said you sound like a beta male right now. That's what you sound like.
Beta blocker means a propranolol. It's a drug that brings
He's
your
trying
heart
to
rate
get
down.
away from the
I don't need any of that, mate.
Maybe you do. Okay, look.
Oh, okay. So if Muhammad shook, if Muhammad shook and quivered, is that a problem for you?
Only if there's an extraneous variable which substantiates.
Oh, so revelation, him sweating and shaking.
Yeah. He met God. You're meeting me.
He met God. How do you know I'm not meeting God? How do you know I'm not meeting God? How do you know I haven't got God inside me?
He met God.
You look at if you want. How do you know that I'm not receiving revelation from my Lord? How do you know that I'm not receiving revelation from my Lord? How do you know that?
Can we go to the point?
How do you know I'm not receiving? No, you brought up the shaking. So how do you know I'm not receiving revelation
You're
from my
running
Lord?
away.
I'm really not. You're the one who's running away.
Let
You
me
brought up shaking. So I'm showing your prophet shook according to your hadith. Oh, it's no problem. So if he's not a problem, I'm no problem. Cool, let's go.
Okay, let him go to the
Second point is
Yeah, I'm running.
Aisha herself said the Prophet never hit one of his wives. In a hadith that's narrated upon her in Bukhari, she said that the Prophet never hit any of his wives.
So the hadiths contradict each other.
No, they don't, because you look. The word
what do you mean they don't? He struck her.
Okay, no, let me explain. If your translation of the hadith,
it's not my translation. It's Muslims. It's not me. I didn't make this up.
I'm translating the hadith for you. I'm a
Muslim is
Muslim,
wrong.
Irrelevant. You're one Muslim.
Even this is
and there's a lot of Muslims. One minute. Guys. Yeah. There's many Muslims that disagree with you, Muhammad.
Websites are wrong. Sahih al-Bukhari is wrong.
So you're not the judge of jurisprudence over the whole.
I can see the desperation in the air.
You're not the judge.
I'll let you squirm.
You're not the judge. Muhammad Hijab is not the judge of jurisprudence. It takes scholars, and Hijab is not a scholar.
Hadith under the bus.
Look how he's squirming.
Sahih hadith, he just
I'm not. Hijab.
How are you?
Hijab.
You okay?
Hijab. I'm not scared of you.
Are you squirming?
I'm not scared of you.
You're quivering and shaking, and you're
I'm not
squirming.
scared of you.
And your guy is.
I'm going to be honest. Ever since I've come to this park for 2 years, and you saw me 2 years ago, right? I've always done this. I've always done this about everybody, and it's recorded. So I'm not scared of you, mate. We're not all scared of you, mate. Maybe these lot are, but I'm not scared of you, mate.
No problem. All right, we're done here.
So continue with your point.
My point is 3 steps. That is just to answer your question. Yeah?
Go.
If your point is that if you look at the Quran alone, without reference to the Hadith, can you justify intercourse with prepubescents?
Yes.
Or would you have a stronger argument? I'll say you would have a stronger argument without the Hadith, but we don't accept the Quran without the Hadith. That's why we look at the Quran and the Hadith.
What hadith? What hadith says that you cannot have sex
Doesn't
with a
matter how
child?
the Hadith works. Just to let you know. No, what are you laughing
Oh,
you cannot have
I
sex
literally
with
can't.
No, hold on.
So
You
hadith
said,
doesn't say
according to the
that.
hadith, we cannot have sex with children. That's what you said.
No, what I'm saying is the Hadith works in the following way. It's not just like it. You have to have, for example, a saying. So the actions of the Prophet are also considered to be something that we the Muslims follow. The sayings of the Prophet, the iqrar of the Prophet, or what the Prophet affirms or doesn't affirm. This is what
So we can interpret our own traditions the way we want, and if we don't like something, we'll just reinterpret it.
No, I mean, even you accept...
That's your religion.
Hold on.
That's your religion. Your religion is backwards. Go on, continue.
Well, now you have to be disingenuous, right?
I'm being disingenuous. That's just the same old argument again. It's not disingenuous.
now
You lot interpret your religion how you want,
just to
and anybody who says it's paedophile is wrong and a Catholic. So
Okay,
anyway.
just to summarize the point, yeah? You asked the question
Yeah, go on.
about chapter 65, verse 4. I did not negate the fact that some scholars of exegesis and hermeneutics have said in the past that this refers to prepubescence.
The ink of the Ummah, Ibn Abbas said it.
And listen,
And he's called the ink of the Ummah for a reason.
Sorry?
The ink of the Ummah, Ibn Abbas said it.
Okay.
Right? Jalalain says it.
Okay.
Ibn Kathir says it.
What did I just hear him say?
So you don't deny that?
I just said.
That fact?
No, I didn't say they're wrong either.
You didn't say they're wrong?
What I said is the way this is to be understood is that there is a contract can be done before, but that the woman, when she gets to an age of puberty, now she has a choice. And the evidence of that is what the Prophet ﷺ said, al-bikru to set them. That the virgin or the person who's not been married before has to be asked permission before marriage. That's an evidence the Prophet's saying.
Have you got a hadith for that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's called al-bikru to step then. And I'm saying it to you in
quote
Arabic.
the hadith?
Yeah, al-bikru to step then.
What I need you to do is like later, like show me a link or something because I need the actual name.
No problem.
So
Which
look
is
it
why,
up.
which is why Shawkani and others have said that.
You can just say it. We'll catch it on
Anyway,
camera.
look,
just say that.
Yeah. He's already said it to be fair. He's already said it.
So fine. So that's number one. Number two, we've said now, harming is not okay. So someone can ask the question which you did and I didn't answer it. So let me answer it now.
Right,
you said, how do you determine if the person is able or capable for sexual intercourse? The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said in another hadith, he said, "Man tatabbaba wa lam yakun bit-tibbi ma'rufan fa asaba nafsan fa huwa dhamin." Whoever pretends to be a doctor and he's not actually a doctor, and then he harms somebody, then he is accountable. The Quran also says, "Fas'alu ahli dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun." Go and ask the people of knowledge if you don't know. Meaning here that Islam gives rights to doctors.
That has nothing to do with what I just said.
Of course it does. Let me tell you why.
Was Muhammad a doctor?
Let me explain what I'm saying. Because the question of harm, especially if we talk about physical harm, it seems to me to be a medicinal issue, right? So the question of, okay, if a person, like for example, she's 50, let's say in this country the consent is 16 years old, right?
Yeah.
All right. You are maybe like 21 years old, right? 22, something like that.
I'm 27, mate.
All right, you look young.
Yeah, I know.
Very, very nice, yeah? A strapping young man like yourself, you know.
Please don't hit on me.
No.
I am not gay.
No problem.
No.
If that's how you interpret hitting on, that's fine.
I'm joking, bro. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to pay you a compliment.
I know. It's a bit mean-spirited. I apologize.
No problem. There's no need to apologize. All I'm going to say is that a man like yourself, right?
Right.
You, for example, can have intercourse with a 16-year-old in this country, okay? Now, this 16-year-old might be emaciated. This individual might be malnourished, might be weak. You might be able to grab her like this and then the collarbones fall off, right? This might be a weak individual. Now, Islam would say, although it's legally possible for you and, I'm not going to say me, but just anybody to have...
don't.
Let me put it another way, right? You've got a 100-year-old woman.
Right.
There's no law that prevents me to have intercourse with a 100-year-old. But once again, if I go to the care homes and we're outside and, and then honestly, and then I get...
But would a 100-year-old know what sex is?
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll be they'll be able to comprehend what sex is.
Yeah.
They would know what marriage is.
Fine.
A 6-year-old girl wouldn't know what marriage is.
No,
a 9-year-old girl wouldn't know what sex was.
No,
in fact, Aisha was playing with dolls.
Okay, now hold on. You're going from one thing to another.
I'm really not. It's all in the paradigm of Islam.
All I'm saying to you, the paradigm of Islam says this. If you have intercourse with a 15-year-old, 14-year-old who is before the age of consent, but she's voluptuous and big hips and ready for action, where there's no harm, but then when you have sex with a 99-year-old and you do it with her one time, she drops dead and goes to the graveyard, Islam will say actually one of them is more morally incorrect than the other.
Actually, no, Islam would say that her silence is her consent. You could have sex with the old woman and you could have sex with a 15-year-old.
No, it wouldn't.
And in fact, it also says in your hadith that anybody younger than 15 is a child.
Now listen,
and I can show you that as well.
If by having sex, now Islam will say, if by having sex with a 95-year-old woman or an 80-year-old woman, you're going to cause her considerable harm and or injury, which you would agree with, right?
Yes, you would.
That such a thing would not be allowed in Islam. I'm saying the same thing applies to women who are making their transition to puberty. Do you understand the Islamic concept now? So although legally, for example, if I wanted to have a marriage contract with a 95-year-old, I can. I mean, it's going to be valid. Now, the thing is, it might be valid, but the rights now that I'm going to be owed in a normal marriage contract are not going to be the same. I can't say, the angels are going to be cursing you if you don't give me intercourse every night the way I like it, yeah? So
explain to me why Muhammad didn't follow these principles, because he married a 6-year-old girl and then had sex with her. Hear what I'm saying? She had sex with her at 9 years old. By the way, if you look in history, when 9-year-old girls or people, even a bit older, like 13, when they were pregnant, they would die. So your God was okay with your prophet having sex with a child who could potentially die.
He said himself, and he's a man of his word. He said, when we're done with Islam, we move to Christianity. I
don't mind, man.
Fine, he doesn't mind. He doesn't. But what I'm saying to you is, all I'm saying to you is as follows. That
you said these principles were established by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you understand?
According to who?
Now, according to all the fuqaha, according to the
No, according to men who came hundreds of years later who didn't even know your prophet.
Okay, no problem. So,
what do you mean no problem?
So
So your religion doesn't come from Muhammad, it doesn't come from Allah, it comes from people who existed hundreds of years later.
No, but what I'm saying is why that's important though. What's your name again?
My name's John.
John.
Yeah, John.
So John, the reason why this is still important is because these individuals are not affected by Western apologetics or liberalism because they came way before.
I'm not even talking about Western apologetics, I'm talking about your God.
No, but I'm saying,
I'm questioning your God's morality, that's the point.
What I'm saying to you is this.
Yeah.
I am saying to you clearly that those scholars that came before time, it wouldn't have been socially unacceptable for them to make that proclamation in their times. So they had no motivation to lie upon the Prophet Muhammad in that manner. In fact, some of their opinions, if we had brought them to the public, would be seen as aberrational to say the least. The point I'm making to you is that yes, there has been a group of scholars that have interpreted the religion of Islam in the way that I've just said. But
what's the age of consent in Islam then? What would you consider the age of consent in Islam?
There isn't an age of consent in
So
Islam.
why is it there's a hadith that's saying anybody who's younger than 15 is a child?
Okay, so the Malikis, for example, that's the upper limit, not the higher limit.
Right.
So in other words, for the Malikis, there's a difference of opinion here.
Right.
But for example, if you look at all four madhabs, the Shafi'i, the Malikis, the four madhabs of Islam,
Yeah.
the Hanafis and and who else? Who did I mention?
Hanbali, Salah, is it no, not Salafi, no.
And the Hanbalis, right?
Yeah.
If you look at all those, they have minimum and maximum ages. In fact, for example, Ibn Qudama mentions, the minimum age is 9 years old. You can't be an adult. You cannot even be an adult before 9. That's the Shafi'i view and that's the Hanbali view. So
that's actually more wicked than what your prophet's saying. Because your prophet's basically saying anybody who's younger than 15 is a child. But this guy, Hanbali, is basically saying, you're 9.
Age of consent.
Do you want to speak properly or not? All right, okay, fine. So what I'm saying to you is this, is that in Islam, certain signs have to be in place in order for someone to be considered an adult.
Right.
Now there's a difference between taklif, when you'll be morally accountable in Islam,
right?
And because there's a hadith that says, what do you call it? Rufi al-qalim an thalath. And one of them is that as-sabiyu hatta yahlu, that the pen has been lifted on 3 people. So there's an eschatological dimension, which is that God doesn't hold to account children.
The pen has been. What do you mean the pen that Allah has in eternal that's next to him and that's good?
No, this is more of a metaphoric expression. The pen has been lifted, meaning that they're not accountable, right? So the pen has been lifted on 3 sets of people. One of them is the young one until they become pubescent. Do you understand?
Right. Yeah.
Now, you can be pubescent but not fit for marriage. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying as soon as someone does puberty, they're ready for sex and marriage.
But there's hadith that say her silence equals her consent.
Okay, let me explain the hadith because you mentioned it a few times. Her silence equals her consent means that if you ask her and she does not object, and out of shyness she's quiet, then that is acquiescence.
Can children be shy? Or mute?
No, I'm not talking about
children. If they're in a disturbance, I'm talking about children.
Yeah.
Because Aisha was a child. That's a fact.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
No, that's what the hadith is saying.
What is a child?
A child is someone who's younger than 15 according to your own religion.
Oh, so no, hold on. According to my religion, it's not actually that. I
literally just read you a hadith which... Sorry, bro. I literally just read a hadith which literally says that those younger than 15 are children.
No, it's not true. There's no hadith like that.
Okay, I'll get it out.
There's no hadith like that.
I'll get it out. I don't mind it. There's no hadith like that? You heard it on camera, he said there was no hadith like that.
There's no hadith like that.
Okay.
It's from, as we said, a child stops being a child if one of 4 things happen.
There's no hadith like that. You heard him say that. There was no hadith like that.
Can I tell you what the 4 things are?
Go on. No, I'm listening to you. I'm going to listen.
No.
Well, I'm going to read this out after. I'm going to listen to you. No, I want to know. I know. Go on. Tell me.
Because at the end of the day, we have to sharpen each other up. If this is the level of argumentation...
Hold on. Hijab, you told me that there was no hadith mentioning that those younger than 15 are children, right? That's what you told me. So I'm showing you it.
It's not sahih. It's not authentic.
It's not authentic? Okay then, where is it?
That would have sealed the conversation. The fuqaha have already told you that childhood ends at one of 4 things. One of 3 things for a male and one of 4 things for a woman. The three things for a male are when there's hair, like pubic hair in the areas and so on. If they have a wet dream, or
okay, so this is Sahih Muslim, 1868. I've actually got a hadith.
And for the woman, it's menstruation. Yeah.
Right. Fair enough. So can I get to the point now and basically just destroy you on this point? Can I just do that?
Hold on, let me finish.
I mean, come on. I mean. You just lied to your own people. You lied on camera. So let me just read this out. Right. Sahih Muslim, 1868. The Messenger of Allah inspected me on the battlefield on the day of Uhud, and I was 14 years old.
Okay.
He did not allow me to take part in the fight. He inspected me on the day of Khandak, and I was 15 years old, and he permitted me to fight. Nafi said, I came to Umar bin Abd al-Aziz, who was then caliph, and narrated this tradition to him. He said, surely this is the demarcation between a minor and a major. I.e., a minor's being a child and a major's being somebody's older. So he wrote to his strict governors that he should pay subsistence allowance to anyone who was 15 years and old, but should treat those of less age among children.
Okay, let me explain.
So thank you. You said I was lying, you said I was wrong, and you just got proved by your own scholars.
No, hold on.
And it's Sahih Muslim, so it's not even Da'if. No, I've already finished this debate right now, but it is what it is.
Fine, you can leave if you like.
No, go continue. I'll let you
I'm
continue.
more than welcome to leave.
No, because you've already proven that you've lied, basically on camera. So
You said that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that anyone below the age of 15 is a child. The hadith didn't say that at all.
It literally says that.
No, it doesn't say that. Doesn't say that.
Do you want to read it out again?
No, it doesn't. The hadith does not. No, so excuse me.
Seriously, I've already read it out twice.
Are you done?
Are you done? I've already read it out twice.
I'm not done. I haven't started yet, actually.
Continue your point, because you're not making any sense right now.
The hadith does not state, like you said on camera, and everyone can rewind it and play it and for their own leisure. It doesn't say, the hadith does not say that the Prophet Muhammad said in his words that anyone below the age of 15 is a child. The hadith does not say that. All it says was that you had these two boys who, one of them had reached the signs of puberty because of pubic hair and so on, and that there was an inference by Nafi' and others, which I already told you, seeped its way into the Maliki school, where they accepted that the upper limit for the age of a child is 15. In fact, if you say that the age of 15 is a child's age, then that would be in my favor, because I'll say to you then, then that would define
the hadith is quoting Muhammad.
Anyway, look, what I'm
the
saying,
hadith is quoting Muhammad.
He didn't say that.
He did.
What did he say? What did he say that?
I've read it out before. The Messenger of Allah inspected me on the battlefield on the day of Uhud, and I was 14 years old. He did not allow me to take part in the fight. He inspected me on the day of Khandak. I was 15 years old, and he permitted to fight. Nafi said, I came to Umar bin Abd, who was then caliph, and narrated this tradition to him.
Where does it say the Prophet said anyone below the age of 15?
So what's the tradition, bro?
You just said that.
Who gives traditions in Islam? Wouldn't that be Muhammad?
With due respect, I have a comprehension issue here.
No, I don't.
With due respect. Because you said that the Prophet said something.
This is what Muhammad's saying.
What did he say?
It's a tradition from him.
He didn't say anything in that hadith.
He said, surely this is a demarcation between a minor and a major. It's not Umar ibn Abd-Aziz. No, it doesn't say nothing.
It does say that. Read it all again. Read it all again, my friend. No, hold on.
No, it says he came to Umar. Why am I reading it all again?
No, read it all again. Read it again.
The Messenger of Allah inspected me on the battlefield on the day of Uhud.
Yes.
And I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
He did not allow me to take part in the fight.
Yeah.
He inspected me on the day of Khandak, and I was 15 years old, and he permitted me to fight. Nafi said, so he's talking about Nafi now. Yeah, fine. I came to Umar Abd you're going to let me finish the thing. Al-Aziz, who was then caliph, and narrated this tradition to him. Who's the tradition from? Muslims, answer the question. Who's the tradition from?
Come on, please.
No, answer the question. Who's the tradition from?
What tradition?
Where do you get your traditions from?
Listen, calm down a bit. Calm down, please.
No, Hijab. Where do you get your traditions from? You get them from Muhammad. So Muslims get their traditions from Muhammad. So Muhammad was saying...
No, Muhammad didn't say anything in the hadith.
So where did this come from then?
Okay, let me explain something to you, please. Stop doing this. Just stop. You're showing your own desperation. You're desperado.
There is no desperation, bro. I'm reading what it says. Where do your traditions come from, bro?
Let me explain something to you. For something to be narrated upon the Prophet ﷺ as something that he said, it would have to have key words. The words are like sami'tu, I heard from the Prophet, or qala, or he said. None of those key words are there.
So why was this written down? Why was this written down then?
Let me explain to you. This hadith, even in the English that you've read, does not say, for all the GCSE students that are doing English literature comprehension.
That's funny, because you're not even GCSE level at this point.
Fine, I can talk about that, no problem.
It is what it is, bro. It's not my fault you don't understand what the tradition is. Because in Islam you have tradition. Most of your sources come from traditions, Muslims.
What are your qualifications, by the way?
What's my qualifications? Well, I'm a university student. I don't need to tell you the rest of that.
Okay, so you have not graduated yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, I've got 4 degrees.
That's fine.
So I'm higher than you, right?
That means nothing.
So why-
Higher than me what?
No,
In psychology.
Hold on.
I mean, that means nothing.
No, hold on.
You don't even know what I'm studying, and I'm not going to tell you anyway. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
No,
What do you mean, excuse me? It has nothing to do with what I'm
You
saying.
just said I'm GCSE student level. So I have to prove to you that I'm not.
Well, come on, bring the degrees. You haven't improved anything.
Okay, no problem.
That's
I'll
fine.
bring them
Okay,
next
so
time.
now can we get back to the point?
Next
yeah,
yeah, we'll get back to the point.
because we're just going on a
Since
tangent.
I've now put you
Right,
in your
it says
place.
here.
Now,
You haven't put me anywhere,
where
bro.
did the Prophet say
He
it?
said.
Where did he say it?
He said, surely this
Who
is
said-
demarcation
who's
between a minor and a major.
Never said that.
Right. Bro, the tradition comes from Muhammad.
Okay. Now you're acting a fool. Either you are the fool or you're acting it, but I don't care.
Neither.
Look, now let's
This
move on.
is your hadith.
All right, fine.
This comes from
Okay,
your prophet.
well,
So unless people just write hadith for the sake of it
No problem.
and just
Okay,
quote random man
I'm done.
for no good
John,
reason,
John.
this comes from your prophet.
Okay, fine, no problem. Thank you very much.
So if it comes from your prophet,
He's not-
your
he
prophet
didn't say
said,
that. He didn't say that.
you know it is what it is. But this hadith says that and those who are younger than,
Doesn't say that.
well, the hadith says that.
Doesn't say that.
The hadith says those who are younger than 15 are children. That's what the hadith
No,
says.
that's what Nafa said.
The hadith says that.
And what Nafa meant, like what is the contemporary Maliki opinion, is that the upper limit for adulthood is 15. That's what it means. Now we've
Doesn't even say that in the verse, mate. Doesn't even say that.
Let's move on.
Doesn't say that here in the hadith.
Like your friend.
I mean, you're wasting my time. You haven't even got to the point. All you've done is semantics right now. I brought actual sources. All you've done is tell me I'm shaking.
No problem.
And now, I don't have a GCSE or something. I don't even know what you're saying
No,
at
you
this
just said
point.
that to me actually about the GCSE.
Yeah, I did because you brought up some wisecrack about those who have GCSE, blah, blah, blah. I don't care
No
what you think,
problem.
man.
Can I ask
I'm
you a
gonna be
question?
honest.
John, fine.
Go
Can
on.
I ask you a question? Is your general argument like this, so I understand you and you understand me, yeah? Your
Right.
general argument that it's immoral to marry a minor or to have intercourse with a minor, the Prophet did it, therefore he's not a true prophet. Is that your argument?
Well, no, it's not just that. The other thing is your Quran clearly states that you can divorce a child.
Fine. So
within
that's immoral and therefore
the
Islam is wrong.
paradigm of Islam,
Yeah.
it's okay to divorce children.
I
Therefore,
understand.
you can marry children.
So your argument is Islam is
do
immoral.
marry children.
Fine. So
They do marry children,
your
right.
argument is Islam is immoral
Yeah.
because of this and therefore Islam is false.
Yep. Well, that's not the only reason why Islam is false. We can get to the other
But
reasons.
it's
That's
one of the
fine.
reasons,
but-
right?
Yeah, that's
so
one of
it's
the
a
reasons.
falsifier of Islam. It's a disqualifier of the truth, right?
Right, yeah.
All right. Now I want to ask you a question. Since we've talked about Islam for a long time,
You haven't answered any more questions, but
no
whatever.
worries. My question to you is as follows. If you look at the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 18. No.
I've heard this before, my friend.
You can run away. Run away.
You didn't answer my question.
Run away.
But go on.
Run away.
You didn't answer my question, but go on.
It clearly states that you can take the young girls for yourself.
No, you can't.
Okay. The Babylonian Talmud, okay, which Jews believe.
I don't care about the Babylonian Talmud. I'm a Christian. You do know this. In fact, you said the early church fathers don't say that the Spirit is consubstantial with the Father.
what does it say?
Even though I could
What does
debunk
it
you
say?
with that easily, mate.
Well,
You're not even on this
about,
book.
if you look at Deuteronomy chapter 21 verses 10 to 14, it's also giving you general permission.
No, it isn't. Deuteronomy 22 clearly says.
22, 21.
Well, I'm talking about 22 because they're all in the same context, right? Deuteronomy 22 says that you have to wait a month when you take a slave woman captive, not a slave girl, a slave woman captive. You have to wait a month. They have to pare their nails, and then they'll be ready for marriage. And if they're not
for sex.
well, no, marriage sex.
No, it
whatever.
doesn't say that.
Well, it does say marriage. It does say marriage.
Hold on.
I'll show you.
Go back to 31:18, which you ran away from. Very clearly, the Bible is telling you, that you can take the young ones for yourself after you've annihilated the battlefield. Now, if the general argument that he's put forward is that marrying prepubescents is something which disqualifies something from being the truth, then we've already explained.
Where does it say you can have sex with them, though?
Just let me explain.
You can explain what you want. I'll show
all
you.
right. Well, the Hebrew word that's mentioned is taf. Now, the word that you don't know the Hebrew language, you don't know the Arabic language, you don't know any language except for English.
I don't know any language apparently.
Except for English.
This is the intelligence of Islam right now. Intelligence of Hijab.
Okay. Now let's look at the Hebrew. The Hebrew script in the book of Numbers, chapter number 31, verse 18, it refers to the young ones as taf. If you look at any lexicon of the Hebrew language, as per what the rabbis themselves in the Talmud have said.
What rabbis? I don't care what some random rabbi said.
It's not random.
Go to my religion because I am a Christian,
all right, I'm
not
going
a
to it.
Talmudic Jew.
Okay, can I ask
You
a
keep
question?
bringing up these random heretics, they mean nothing
the
to
Old
me.
Testament is written in one language.
What do you mean? It's written in Hebrew.
Okay,
that
great.
means nothing.
Great. Now,
It means nothing.
it doesn't
Matthew
mean
wrote
anything.
his gospel in Hebrew.
Oh, no,
so
but-
what you're saying means nothing.
Well, hold on. It means something because
Doesn't
obviously
mean
for us to
anything.
understand the book, the Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible, as the Jews call it, we have to read it in Hebrew.
We have to go to the you have to go to the Christian church to interpret a Christian Bible. I don't care about random Talmudic scholars. I don't care about them. They're heretics. They believe that Jesus died in excrement. I don't care what they believe. You understand what I'm saying?
Christian scholarship says the same thing, and I can get you references.
Which Christian scholarship says that Jesus died in excrement?
No, not that. I'm saying to you, Christian scholarship on this verse in chapter 31, verse 18.
Show me an early church father. Go on.
Church fathers don't. Hold on. Did you say early church father?
Yeah, show me an early church father.
Hold on. Early church fathers, you will not find exegeses except for a few of the Old Testament by early church fathers.
Wrong. He's
So why
proven
you
wrong
asking
on that debate.
Hold on.
The reason why is because you mentioned Christian scholars.
No, you just said that.
So what's early? Whatever's early apostolic is correct. So go on.
No, I didn't say that. I said to you now, if you're asking me about an exegetical point, yes, church fathers like Origin. Well, no, he's not even a church father. Origin of Alexandria. He did actually write it. But even
he wasn't a church father, he was a damn heretic. I'm just going to say it straight on camera. Okay.
Ecclesiastic church writer, other ones.
Yeah.
You know, Tertullian, others.
Right.
All of these church fathers, you will not find many of them delve deeply into the works of exegesis.
I know. Irenaeus didn't, Ignatius didn't, Polycarp carefully didn't.
Only a few of them did. So you're asking me to find you, it's like asking me a tafsir of they haven't even done tafsir.
The reason why is because they're early and apostolic.
Okay, so
and you
why are you
can't
asking me to
find
get me that?
See?
You're asking me to give me an exegesis. They didn't even do exegesis on this.
It's like me asking you, did Ibn Kathir say this? And you believe Ibn Kathir is at least early enough to know the people that knew your prophet at least.
If you ask me about...
Or Ibn Abbas, the ink of the Ummah, at least early enough to know the people who know your prophet.
I'm saying to you now,
right.
If you look at the Hebrew language, if you look at the verse, chapter 31, verse 18 of Numbers, you look at what words are used, which is taf, the young girls for yourself, lechem, young girls, taf, lechem. Have the young children for yourself.
It's about 31, 18.
The young children for yourself.
Doesn't say 6. Okay, so let's read it out, 31:8. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive yourself. What does it say? Women children. What's a woman children?
Women children, huh?
What's a woman children?
Numbers.
Women children, girls. That's what it
means.
No. Women children means girls.
Young women. Young women.
Yeah, tough.
Young women. You didn't hear what I said, did you? It doesn't mean children. Young women. In fact, my Bible says that a girl who's 12 was a child.
What's your Bible?
This KJV.
Yeah, okay, fine. But if you look at, for example, there's more than one Bible, yeah? So you have to once again look at the different translations.
Again, these Muslims are going off.
Nevertheless,
I mean, bro, it has nothing to do with that.
Let's go with yours. It says children there.
In the Bible, in Luke's got, allow me to finish. So we're talking about Christian. So it's not allowing me to finish, right? It says in Luke, right, that a girl at the age of 12 was a young girl. That's why Jesus says, Tawfiya Kumi. Young girl, arise. She was a child at the age of 12. This is the Islam. This is not pedophilia.
All right, here we go. You believe that Jesus is part of the Trinity, correct?
Oh, why are we going on to the Trinity now?
Okay, I'm going to...
You literally just started talking about Numbers 18.
Okay, do you not have a conversation? You made your point.
You were talking about Numbers 18.
Are you scared of my
Why are you scared of Numbers 18? Was it because I said it was young children?
Are you scared of my response?
I'm not scared of you at all, bro.
Your response is going to be a non-argument. Because
look how many of you are needed.
No, but I'm going to say...
No, he came over... Did I know he was here?
Non-argument because God didn't instruct Moses to say that. Okay, so whether you say that was from God...
Okay. So let me just debunk this right now. It says in Deuteronomy 22. No, it's easy. It's easy, right? In Ezekiel 16, for example,
excuse me.
Have you heard of Ezekiel 16?
Lord Jesus, who you believe is God, who's also the author of the Old Testament because it's part of the Trinity. He said to the people in Numbers 31:18,
did he say
take
that?
the tough, the young girls.
Correct him, it was
young women. It was Moses and it was young women. Young women. It doesn't say girls, it says young women. It says young women in the verse.
Wait, read the verse.
You are such a liar. You are such a liar, dude.
Because he's lying.
Why you were literally lying? Why are you in
Because God never said that.
How could your God allow this?
You are lying to my face. He never said in the verse.
How could your God allow this?
Doesn't say that in the verse.
How could your God allow this?
Your God allows you to rape children. No, 1 minute, bro. Don't allow him to go on a tangent. Bro, don't go. Look, talk to me, Hijab. Talk to me. Why are you going over there? Talk to me, right? The verse doesn't actually say. Look at him.
How can you
okay, I'll do that as well, yeah. I'll do that as well. Even though I'm not 6'5", but I'll do that as well, right? I'm trying to stand out, that's why, because he seems to think because he's tall.
Can I ask you a question? What? You've got your own interpretation of the verse, okay? Correct.
It's one of many interpretations, but I know
your interpretation is different to mine, correct?
Well, I was actually going to go for the Bible to interpret the Bible.
John.
Because you should let Scripture interpret Scripture.
me say something.
That's why it says in Deuteronomy 22 that you are to marry a woman,
John,
not to sleep with them like in
Bro,
Islam.
Just give me a second, yeah?
Go on.
You have a different interpretation to those rabbis, correct?
Of course, the heretics.
Okay, the heretics, you have a different interpretation, correct?
Yep.
All right. The issue is not your interpretation or their interpretation. The issue is that can it be in a scholarly way, which is in line with the Hebrew language, interpreted in a way that would allow such a thing?
I'm literally going through the Bible for what it says.
Hold on. Let me finish.
It says young
Let
women.
me finish. If you might not look at the Bible and think of all these things, taking the young girls for yourself means take them and do whatever you want.
No,
with them.
because you assume
Defile them.
pedophilia because that's what your religion teaches.
Deal with them.
Your religion teaches you to assume pedophilia.
All that stuff.
That's what your religion teaches you.
The Bible
Okay then, okay.
young girls.
That's what your religion. Because hold on 1 minute. What I'm not saying is what you're saying. You're saying the verse says had sex with him, but nowhere does the verse say that.
Say that. Yeah, he just.
So you're assuming pedophilia, and then maybe that's because you're a dirty one. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, the Bible doesn't say that. The Bible is not Islam. The Quran, of course you do.
Yeah, of course.
Because Islam teaches
I
that.
have to listen to this guy all the time.
Islam teaches that. What do you mean all the time? I've only spoken to you today once. The last time I spoke to you was 2 years ago.
Words in the Bible that are
I mean,
not
come on,
there.
bro.
It doesn't
Let's
say
get
that.
back to the point. Let's get back to the point.
Yeah, go on,
Do you agree with me that the Bible can and has been interpreted in a way which would indicate that young girls can be taken for sexual purposes? Yes or no?
The Bible's interpreted in many different ways.
Can
It's
it be-
irrelevant.
No,
Arius
can it be
interpreted.
interpreted like that?
1 minute, bro. Arius interpreted the Bible in different ways as well.
In a scholarly way, which is in line with hermeneutics and language. Yes or no? Does the Hebrew term taf can it be explained as has been? Can it be explained as take these girls and have sex with them? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so then
Because later in Deuteronomy, God says or Jesus says that you must marry a woman. You are not to lay down with them. You must marry a woman. Anybody, in fact, it says in Deuteronomy 22:25 that anybody who takes hold of a woman and rapes her, right, would receive death.
Get me the verse, please.
Okay, go. Let me
Just
get
read
it.
out. Read out, because now this guy's known for this nonsense, yeah?
I'm known for this nonsense.
Do me a favor before you read.
I'm known for this nonsense, right?
Do me a favor.
Mohammed Hijab, I'm known for this
John,
nonsense.
do me a favor before you read out, what is it, 22:5, yeah? Can you read out 22, 21, 10 to 15? Can you read that out as well?
Right.
Can you do that for me, please?
Yeah, I'm right.
So are you saying?
I'll let him read it out.
Are you saying Islam doesn't allow?
No, I'm not. We already spoke about Islam for.
Well, let's read it because obviously.
He wants to get away from this thing.
No, it's
He
not.
didn't answer it. He just
Because-
Yeah, he didn't answer my questions at all.
Chris,
I want to.
No, I'm here talking about it. I've got to the
Read the
verse. All
Bible.
right.
Read the Bible.
Then shall they bring out the damsel to the door of their father's house, and the
this?
men of her
What verse
city.
is
You said Deuteronomy 22:21.
No, 21, chapter 21, yeah? Verses 10 to
No, I'm
14.
going to 22, mate. I don't know why you've gone to
No,
21.
I want you to read that first.
No, I'm reading the Bible in context, mate. I'm not just reading every
I know,
verse you
but
want
can
to.
you read this bit first and then read your bit? Is that right?
I've got no problem with
Don't
it.
be scared,
It doesn't refute anything I've got to say. The
no,
Bible's sound.
Just read it.
Maybe it's your interpretation, but the Bible's
read it,
sound. So 21 what? 21:5.
Okay.
21:5, did you say?
No, I said 10 to 15.
10 to 15, all right, go on. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God have delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seen amongst the beautiful women, and as a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife,
Say it properly, please.
that, I'm saying
No,
properly,
because you said it in a bit of a muffled way. So say it again.
that thou wouldest, because I'm speaking KJV right now,
Yeah, it's fine.
wouldest have her to thy wife, not to have sex with her immediately, but to her wife, then you shall bring her home to your house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put off the raiment from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that, thou shalt go in unto her.
What verse is this?
The verses you just
No, that's
described.
fine, it's fine. I just want to know. Why are you getting upset for?
It's because you keep asking me what verse, and I've
I
gone
just
to
want to
it.
know what number you on now.
Okay, I'm on 12, so I'm on verse 12, right?
Yeah, go on.
And I'll read it again.
Yeah.
Then thou shalt bring her home
Yeah, bring her
to
home.
thine house,
To the house.
and she shall shave her head and
Shave her
pare
head.
her nails, because she's in mourning. She's shaving her head and paring her nails. Right.
Of course.
And she shall put off the raiment of her captivity from off her,
course.
and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, obviously, because you're mourning.
Of course.
So, yeah. And after that, thou shalt go in unto her,
Meaning what?
and be her husband. So you be her husband
What does
after.
in onto her mean?
No,
Have sex
what
with
does husband mean?
What does husband mean?
Have sex.
Husband.
It says literally here
Yeah, I know. I understand.
that thou wouldst have her to
Okay,
be
but John,
unto thy wife.
John, I'm asking you a question. Well, who is this referring to?
It's referring to captive women.
Captive women.
Yeah.
So now when she's this you've got a captive woman, just tell me if this is right or wrong. You've got a captive woman.
Right.
You take her to your house, to thine house.
Yep. To thine house, yes, beautiful KJV
And you
language.
be her husband.
No,
Why
no,
don't
And you be
say
her
husband?
husband because she's your wife, as it says here.
Bro, let's
It's
take it
just
step by
sex
step.
slave.
Let's do what the
What do you
Bible
mean step by step, bro? It's
the Bible
literally here. I've
says.
just read it
What
out
the
for
Bible
you.
said, no, it didn't say that straight away. It said, you take the captive, and then you tell the captive to cut the nail off, correct? To cut the nails.
To pare her nails, because that's what they did traditionally
I
in the
know.
morning.
And then shave her hair.
Yeah, shave her head.
I'm asking a question. What if she doesn't want to do any of that?
Doesn't really claim it. Doesn't claim it. Doesn't say you force her.
No problem.
Can you show me where the verse says you force her to do these things?
I didn't
No.
say- I'm asking you a
I believe that it was, allow me to finish. So I believe it was traditional custom at the time for people in mourning to shave their hair.
But
nails
most
and
women
pare
I
their
know
nails.
don't want to shave their hair, all right? Do you
That's
agree with
fine.
that? Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Would you agree with that?
I agree. We're not Israelites, bro. I would agree with that.
Everyone's
Most
different.
women here don't want to shave their hair, correct?
I agree with that. We're not Israelites, bro.
But this is a cultural norm of.
This is a cultural norm of Israel,
Yeah.
Middle Eastern
So now
Israel,
you
not
got,
us.
you got the captive.
And now he's going to change to you. This is what I mean. Israelites, if you want
You got the
to.
captive.
But it's like me
No,
saying,
excuse me.
if you're a slave
Let me
woman
finish.
and you have a
Let's
husband,
just read the Bible, man.
how many
Don't be
slave
scared
women
of the
want
Bible.
Hijab, the same thing happens in your
Why
religion.
Words into the Bible. Don't
Because
add to the
I'm
Bible.
Hijab, don't be scared of the Bible.
Wait,
I was literally reading it out
We
to
can
you.
answer him, but I'll throw that question.
No, but
back
hold on,
regarding the captive.
guys, please, because I want,
Yeah, go on.
because I was having a conversation in the first place, right? Right. Your Quran has the same problem. For example, it says in Surah 2, it said,
with your Bible. Like I dealt with my Quran, I didn't mention the Bible.
It's not a fallacy to point out faults in your religion. You're embarrassing yourself at this moment.
I already dealt with the hadith. Didn't I? I didn't mention the Bible.
So it
once.
says in chapter 4, verse 24, that you can take captive women,
And to defend the
even
Bible-
if they're married.
to defend
And
the
in fact,
Bible, you have
your
to go to the
prophet
Quran.
went on an expedition to Ortas, which is in
So you
Middle
need my
East,
book to
right?
defend yours.
It's not your book, it's
You
hadith,
need my
mate.
book to defend yours.
It's hadith, mate. But is that your book?
You need, yeah.
Okay, acceptable then, isn't it?
Yeah,
And your
so
prophet
you
went
need my
out
book
there
to defend
and
you.
they took excellent women
You need
and
the
they
Bible.
had sex with them without marriage.
Okay, no
What this Bible is saying is that you need to marry women in order to have sex
no,
with them.
actually, let's see
So
what
you're
it says.
wrong.
With the women,
You're wrong.
What it says is
You're being a pride and high and mighty, that's fine, but you're wrong.
So what it says there is that you can take the captive women, they cut their nails, they shave their head.
They can choose to, yeah.
They wait 1 month, right?
Yeah, 1 month. Then you don't have sex with them straight away.
Yeah, you don't have sex with them for me.
Yeah, but your prophet did. He had sex with women straight away.
You know he didn't, and that's the
Yes, he did. We can go to the hadith.
You're
He
scared
literally
of the
did
Bible,
that.
That's why you're going to the hadith.
No, you're scared of hadith. That's why you want me to go to the
dealt with
Bible.
hadith for 50 minutes.
You haven't. You didn't deal with
didn't
anything.
mention Bible.
All you did was prove my
I didn't
point.
mention Bible at all.
All you did was prove my point that Islam allows pedophilia. That's all you did. It's on
He got
camera.
another hadith
This is
for
a
you.
broken record for us.
Hijab, you got
You're
another hadith.
literally only. It was a cope first of all. You were coping, and the only argument you had was, oh, later scholars said this. So your whole religion is based on what other men who didn't know your prophet
No
said.
problem. Thank you very much.
Some random man just come and just
Okay,
invented your
that's
prophet.
strongest argument.
John,
Now
little
look.
boy got a hadith that he's going to deal with. Next.
All right, so
You're not going to deal with any of my points, are
no,
you?
no, no. We're talking about. You said it yourself. You said after we deal with the Quran and Hadith, let's go to the Bible. We spent 45 minutes of Quran.
And you
Hadith.
ignored everything
Now,
I
we're
said
talking
and
about
ran
the
to a
Bible
random
and Hadith
jurisprudence
again.
which had nothing to do with my religion.
That shows you need the Quran even to defend your own book.
No, really, no.
You need it so much, don't you?
No,
You're obsessed
your
with it.
paradigm is the
You're obsessed with the
Quran.
Quran.
Your paradigm is the
You're
Quran.
obsessed with
So
the
I'm
Quran.
using that demonic
You're
book to
obsessed with
show
Muslims.
that your religion promotes
Are you
pedophilia.
jealous?
Don't ignore it, ignore it.
Jealous.
Answer his question.
Ignore
We'll
it.
speak afterwards.
Why are you talking
Yeah,
about the Quran?
we're jealous of we're jealous of the book of paedophilia in the Quran.
Yeah, well-
We're jealous of that. Even you admitted it's paedophilia, so come on. Even though the Quran says itself that is a light to all men and it's a clear guidance 2:2, and also it's clear.
Okay,
The
go
book is a
Quran.
clear Arabic, 15 verse 1.
Are you scared to talk about the Bible?
So your own Quran
You're scared to talk about
is supposed to be clear,
You're scared to talk about
but you've said that
You're scared to read-
it dames
you're scared to read the
pedophilia.
Bible.
It's the same argument.
He's scared. He's scared to
You
even
said
read his
your
own book.
clean Quran
He is
that your
scared to
God
read
is
his own
saying
book.
is clear ordains pedophilia. That's what we got you on
After-
camera.
says that in
after-
Quran you can
let me
have
ask
sex
you a
with
question.
the
You're a
people
Christian. I want to ask you
He
and
said
you.
it
yeah?
himself.
You asked me a question. Muslim, can I ask you a question? A Christian.
I've already answered your question.
I want to know a question. Are you scared of answering?
I already answered
Have
your
you no
question. You didn't like the answer, but I've
No,
already
I want to
answered
answer
the
the
question.
question. So I want to see if I answered it correctly. What? Deuteronomy chapter.
Oh man, this is boring, man. What's going on?
No, but it's boring when we go to the juice of the matter.
No, it's boring when you're not bringing a point.
Okay, let me ask you a question then.
My question is, from my understanding of our reading of Deuteronomy chapter 21 verses 10 to 15, is that when a man goes into war and there are captives, women captives, and you find them, you get the captives. You don't say to them, would you like to come with? No, you take the captives. So captives mean they're prisoners now. Yeah?
Of course, Ancient Israel did that. Excellent. And your prophet did it as well. So,
okay, great.
You're in no better position, mate.
So you should have no problem.
I've got no problem with the Old Testament.
So you should have no problem.
This is the New Covenant.
That's my
New
point.
Covenant, New Testament. Don't have a problem.
The prophet did it as well. Anyway.
Your prophet took captives as well.
No,
but my God never said you are to rape women. Your God said you can. Your God said you can. Your God said you can rape women. Your God said you can rape women. Your God said you can rape women. So you shouldn't have a problem with what I'm saying.
I'm saying to you, if you're going to be morally consistent, let's look at your book. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Alright, so if we go to Deuteronomy 21 verses 10 to 15, it says clearly that you take this woman against her will. She's now a prisoner.
Yeah, she's a captive.
Yeah, she's a captive. Good. Now I like it. Now you're talking the truth. Now you're being sincere.
What it says.
Now you're being ingenuous. Now you're being authentic. Now you're behaving.
And you was authentic the whole time we're speaking, yeah? That's funny, isn't it? You wasn't authentic the whole time.
Now he's behaving himself, everyone.
Why don't you
Isn't he behaving himself?
Get to the point.
Could you stop patronising me and get to the point, please? It's really dumb.
No.
Oh no! So you don't want to talk about the Bible. You said I was running from the Bible, and now you don't want to talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it then. And stop being disingenuous. It doesn't help you.
Okay, fine. We take the woman now against her will as a prisoner, as a captive.
Right.
Now you take her home. She's crying. No, I don't want to be here. Please, shut your mouth.
That's what your prophet did. Oh man.
Shut your mouth.
Your prophet literally did it. What is wrong with that, bro? Your prophet did it.
Let me finish.
All this theatrics is not helping your religion.
She's wailing. She's crying. Her whatever.
Yeah.
No problem.
And Aisha was wailing and crying when Muhammad took her and raped her.
Yeah, well, we're dealing with one thing at a time.
We're dealing with one thing at a time. It's okay. One rule for thee, another rule for me. Here's what it is with Islam, isn't it? Double standards, isn't it?
She's crying, begging.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Aisha was crying. Please don't touch me, Muhammad.
There's no such verse.
Yeah, because she was a baby, wasn't she? She was a baby.
Well, you talk about your mom.
My mom?
Yeah, your mom. Yeah.
Okay, so we're bringing. Now we're attacking my mom. This is what Muslims do. This is what Muslims do when they lose a debate. You've officially lost this debate, bro. I'm glad. Okay, my mom. My mom's a beautiful woman, bro.
Yeah, okay, give her my
She's
number.
a beautiful
Give her my
woman.
number.
She doesn't need your number.
Yeah, but
you're ugly. She won't want to touch you or both. But she's a beautiful woman. And hijab, I'm not going to stoop to her level. I'm going to say your mother's a beautiful. No, hold on. I'm going to say your mother's a beautiful woman as well. She's a really beautiful woman.
I've said the same thing about yours. Let me see a picture.
No, you said
Show me a picture.
You said my mother's ugly. So
Can I see your mum?
You don't need to see my mother.
I want to see your mum.
I say your mother's a beautiful woman.
Can I see your mum?
Your mother's a beautiful
Can I
woman.
see what she looks like?
I'll say that. Your mother's a beautiful woman.
Can I see your mum?
You don't need to see my mum.
I want to see your mum.
You don't need to see my mum. Why are you winking at me, bro? There's something wrong with
you. I want to see your mum.
You don't need to see my mum.
Moving on.
The mum jokes are not helping you.
Yes,
all you're doing is looking like a toddler. You do realise that?
Okay. So
I got that stuff in year 2. You did realise that?
Says you take now the woman against her will.
So you're back on the topic?
Yes, we are.
So why are you talking to him then? He has nothing to do with the topic. You're talking to me.
Fine.
Focus on me.
Fine, no problem.
Okay.
I'll focus on you.
Good.
And if you like, I'll focus on your mum as well.
I'll focus on your mum as well.
Yeah, you can try.
Because I like your mum. She's a decent woman.
You've already spoken about
your mother's a decent woman.
Above that is none.
No, I don't care. Your mother's a decent woman and I like her.
Yeah? You don't even know what she
because I'm nothing like you.
She might be a Hitler.
Oh, so she's a Hitler. You believe your mother's Hitler? You believe your mother's Hitler? You actually believe that, dude?
So take now. The captive is taken.
Wow, that's perfect.
Take the captive.
Yeah, like Muhammad did.
Now she's screaming, she's wailing.
Yeah, like
now
Muhammad
you tell her, shave your hair off.
You got nothing
I don't want to shave my hair. I like my
Does it say she was forced to? The Bible doesn't say she was forced to do anything.
Kinky stuff going on.
Come on, hijab.
What, have you got a whip now?
The Bible nowhere says that you are to force women to shave their heads. You've got that wrong. You assume that's what it says in the verse. It doesn't say that in the verse.
But it says that what does the Bible say about, what does the Bible say about disobedient slaves?
What's the Bible say? Which verse? Go to chapter and verse. I don't know what's funny, bro.
What's the Bible say about disobedience?
You're finding something funnier than I am.
What can you do to a Bible, to a slave if they're disobedient? If you tell them to
you can be a slave, yeah.
You can be the slave.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. So now the Bible here, the captive, she's being disobedient.
But those rules were for Hebrews only. So, yeah, Hebrews only. Not aliens. And you would have to free a Hebrew slave in 7 years.
Cut my hair off.
And that's what Muhammad did to Aisha.
She should do what you're about to do.
Aisha was beaten by Muhammad. So what's the problem?
When your hair was cut.
Allah allows for little girls to be taken and raped by the Prophet.
Okay.
That's what happens.
Now, after she's now 1 month in the house, we're sure that she doesn't.
You're not bringing a point, Hijab.
No, that's what I want trying to understand.
No, you're assuming what the Bible says. I've already read what it says.
What does it say?
I went to Deuteronomy 22.
What can you do after a month?
You can marry the woman.
No, can you do something else?
You can have sex with someone you've married.
Okay, beautiful.
Because she becomes your wife.
She's a slave that has had her hair shaven off.
And then after a month.
And her nails cut.
And after a month, you can marry her.
Now you can defile her the way you like.
No, you can't. So let's go to the verse again.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about that? So hold on. You coming from some kind of higher moral... Don't ignore him. You coming from some... Ignore him, bro. Ignore him.
No, it's the theatrics.
He's running. He's running.
Theatrics.
He's running.
People are
So the Bible doesn't say that you can take captive women and rape them. It says in Deuteronomy 22 that you can actually marry a woman and then you would have sex with her.
I'm not talking. I'm listening.
The moral argument that this man has put forward.
This guy has not brought any argument to my point.
I'm done with you.
You're done with me because you're scared. You didn't want to go to the hadith. Your prophet, you literally admitted on camera that it's okay to have sex with children. That's your religion, bro. So now you're just copying.
Are you here to give your mum's number?
No. I'm here to give you. If you want my number, can I have your mum's number? Can I have your mother's number?
No, it's alright.
Okay, I don't want to
show me a
give you
picture
mine.
of what she look like.
She's not interested in you, mate.
Let's find out.
She's not interested in you, man. She's not interested in
I
you.
want to find out if your mum will be interested.
Right, so now you're doing mum jokes. Is that it?
yeah,
Is that all you've got? Because your religion was created by a paedophile. That's why we're talking about mums right now.
With the people of the scripture, unless it's in a befitting
And if
way.
I have a child with your mum, he won't come out like you.
You're a funny guy, bro. You're a funny guy, bro. Oh, your prophet was shaking. Your prophet was shaking, though, wasn't he? Your prophet was shaking. He shook when he received revelations, didn't he? I know it hurts, bro. He shook when he received revelations, didn't he? He was shaking and he was sweating.
Why? You met a demon in the cave.
I'm scared of you. I've never been scared of
Which
anybody in my
demon
life.
we met in the cave, man?
Really?
I'm going to be your father-in-law.
I'm gonna be your daddy, mate. I'm your father. You know, like Sarah said to you, I'm your daddy.
I might be your father-in-law.
I'm your daddy, bro.
Yeah? And deal with your mum in a very nice way. Don't worry.
I'll deal with your mum in a very nice way.
yeah.
I'll buy her
I'll
food.
take to shave her
I'll
hair.
take her out.
Anyway.
I'll buy a drink, whatever.
Like it says in the Bible.
What's the name of the demon he met in the cave?
Well, it was a nice conversation, Jab. I'm sorry it turned out like this. Yeah, he's telling me to suck out and shut. That's what his prophet does. Unfortunately, it went. Sorry, wait. You can talk to the camera. No, you can talk to the camera.
For your mum.
You can talk to the camera, mate. No, don't talk to me. Just talk to the camera.
Yeah, we're done.
Because you want to talk about my mother, that's fine. Talk to the camera, go on.
He's scared now about his mum. Freedom of speech. You want to use?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. My mother's a beautiful woman. I don't care.
Well, let me see then.
You don't need to see
Let
my
me see your mum.
You don't need to see my mum.
I want to see what she looks
I
like.
want to see your mother, though.
No, it's
You show
okay.
me?
I'll show you mine.
Is this what we call intellectual discourse?
You don't need to see my
Like
mother.
the Muslims here are listening to people insulting you. Is this befitting? Is this? I'm saying this is not
Unfortunately,
befitting.
Hijab has decided to insult my mother because his religion was started by people. No, it's what they do.
You're watching.
No, it's what Muslims do.
Mothers. I'm saying
When they fail.
that it should be ended.
I've already won. Jesus Christ is Lord! Jesus Christ is Lord! Jesus Christ is Lord! Jesus Christ is Lord!
How about this? You said you're not scared of me. Both of you.
What happened to do not argue with those who were given the book?
I'm not fighting you, mate.
Both of you at the same time.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
What happened?
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Outside. Do you want to do that?
I'm not fighting, mate. There's no point. I'm not scared of you.
Both of you at the same time.
What happened
I'm
to
not
do not
fighting.
All three
argue?
of you make a trinity thing.
I'm not fighting.
Do not argue
I'm not fighting.
with those who were given the book. Save in the best way.
I care about your well-being.
3-on-1.
I care about your well-being.
I'm actually saying
don't wanna fight.
all three versus one.
I care about your well-being.
Where is it? 4-on-1, 5-on-1, 6-on-1. Just keep the numbers rolling.
Oh, come on, man.
Bye, Job. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, can I wrap up now? Unless you...
Why just when he walked off? Why did you walk off?
Yeah. Anyway, as you've just seen, Hijab was resorted to attacking my mother because he's got no arguments. Yeah, that's cool. This is all they can do. Muslims have lost the debate fundamentally. Their own prophet said in his tafsir and in his Quran that it's okay to divorce a child. Therefore, it's okay to marry a child. Jesus is Lord! Jesus is Lord! There is fault! There is fault! There is fault! There is fault! Muslims, you have lost. Just like the Crusaders attacked and destroyed your camps, I have today. Today you have seen Muhammad Hijab roll up the show. There's votes! There's votes! There's votes! There's votes! These Muslims have lost. They've lost the debate. Muhammad Hijab had no argument for his religion. He brought up that later tafsir writers who 100 years of his prophet said it was wrong to have sex. 1 minute, bro, calm down. Wait, bro, calm down, yeah? He brought out that later tafsir. Anyway, yeah. He brought up the later tafsirs saying that Muhammad said that it's okay to marry a child, right? He has no problem with it. He has no problem with the fact that Surah 64 verse 1 says clearly that you can divorce a child. He had no problem with that. So he brought up the Quran. I'm going to prove today that the Bible doesn't say you marry. For example, due to Muhammad Hijab over there being a sick in the head, mentally ill, and I'll say that's what it is, right? Yeah. Due to him being that, he assumes that the verse in Numbers 31 says that you should marry, you should take and rape a child. But the verse doesn't say that. If you read the verse, it says young women or women, children. That's what it says. Right? Be quiet. Go away. Right? So the verse says that. Do not touch us. Do not touch us. Do not touch us. Over there.
Don't like free speech, go away.
No, don't like my prophet. Did I say anything about your Jesus? Did I say anything about your Jesus? Don't talk about my prophet.
Free speech,
I can tell you.
Yeah, no, they're threatening. They're threatening because they're angry. His words. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. You see him? They're scared. They're scared of the Lord. They're scared of the Lord. Let's do this. Let's go over here. Call me what you want, mate. We've already won. We've already destroyed them. Yeah, that's good to see, bro. Yes. I want to finish off on Numbers 31:18, right? So the claim from Hijab was that verse clearly says that you can rape a child. The verse doesn't say that. It says young adults. That's what it says in the verse I just read out. And Hijab couldn't face it. So instead he went into a theatrical thing, dancing around like a fairy princess, because he is a big fairy princess, it's not threatening. Going on like he's got and then going on about my mother, saying my mother's this, my mother's that. This is what they can do. These Muslims have lost to the bet, and we have won.
You're not telling people what to say.
Any Muslims seeking the truth, leave Islam, come to Christ. Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.
53 years.
Jesus Christ is Lord. He says in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and life. And he also says he judges in John 5. Right? These demons manifesting are only doing it because I've destroyed their prophet. Good night. God bless.